see what's going on. Hi, guys. So, we're about to talk about some stuff. Just give me just a second to find a note and make my coffee and turn this down. I just realized that I have to make coffee. So, let's pause this one more time so I can make a pot of coffee. So, you guys, my coffee pot's almost done. So, I'm going to make a cup of coffee. But, real quick, before we start into all the other stuff I've got to discuss, why is it Mr. Coffee and not Mrs. Coffee? That's messed up. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how I got put in timeout yesterday. Oh my God, you guys. I cannot wait to share the story with you. So let's make my coffee. Oh, and Gioli and Asia. Where's my coffee? What is today? Tuesday? So, I'm going to face that mistake is Twitch today. I have on shorts, but they're like little sleeping shorts. So. Okay. I just want to say, this is maybe just me being a little biased, but I think I make the best coffee. And I know that's so far from untrue because I know two people, like a friend of mine, her parents own a gourmet coffee shop here in town. And then my daughter's uncle has a coffee shop in New York. So, and they make really, really, really good gourmet coffee, from what I gather. So I will get the name of that if you would like. Just leave a comment. I'll get you the name if you're in the New York area and you want to try that coffee. Because if you don't do coffee, then something's probably wrong with you. And we should definitely check in and make sure you're not a full-blown alien. Because our circadian rhythm just requires that we have coffee to maintain and kind of like function. That's just my opinion. So anyways, yesterday, let's talk about me going to timeout. First of all, let me give a super huge shout out to Rex at the Leap Project for being like such a cool dude, because it was his channel that I got placed into timeout. And I will admit, it was a little out of line for what I said, but that being said, I would now like to read to you exactly verbatim what went down on said channel. Okay, so I'm in the comments, and Rex is about to premiere a video from yesterday afternoon. I will tell you the name of it. So in case you want to check it out, you can go check it out. It's a really good short video, about 9 minutes or so. And it is called, it's right under 10 minutes. Conflict in the Middle East could spark entire globe. Armenian and Azurban. I'm not sure. I totally fucking butchered that, and I do apologize. I'm so sorry. Anyways, so I'm gonna go there now, so that I can get to the comments and read to you how it went down. So, in the live chat replay, there is a moderator named Purple, and the characters you're going to want to know are Steve Rosebud, and then a moderator. I said, hey Rex, this is where I join in. We're literally 15 seconds away from the premiere. And a Steve Rosebud says, reading every episode name made me realize this channel thrives on fear porn. Lots of allegations with nothing to show. Now, you know me. I gotta take up for my people. Immediately comes in and goes, shut the fuck up, Rosebud. But I said STFU. I didn't put the whole thing. And Purple Sparkle Felicity, who is a moderator who's trying to be on his ball sack, she says, I'm still waiting on it to pop up. So I said STFU, Rosebud, and if you go to this video, you can look at all this. It's right there in the chat. Now, mind you, Purple Sparkle Felicity is the moderator. I've said this about 20 comments ago. And she hasn't said anything yet. Rex says LOL after I say that. And then goes, hello. And I kind of felt like, maybe I shouldn't have said that the way, but whatever. And then eventually we're going to get to it. She goes, in the chat room, rules be respectful of the chat room. People telling someone to shut the fuck up isn't respectful. I was like, no, that shit ain't cool. If he doesn't like Rex, then he can leave. And Rex goes, hello. And I was like, he was being a dick, because he was. I mean, if he doesn't like it, he doesn't have to be there, you know what I mean? So I was like, he was being a dick. And Rex puts a little smiley face. And this is where she proceeds to put me in timeout, I'm assuming, because Rex says, hey, Em. I'm like, hey, Rex. And she goes, oh, Perp, why'd you put him in timeout? And I'm like, what? I'm in timeout? Are you kidding me? But I was like, so how is that not infringing on my freedom of speech? I'm just curious. I want to see what the response is going to be. To which, Rex, I love you. I love you, Rex. You know I do. Rex, I fucking love you. I love Rex. Rex was so cool about it. I apologize to Purple Sparkle Felicity, I think is the name. But then she said something about we let kids handle this, and I'm like, I'm confused. So you let kids moderate? Anyways, if you're not sure what the hell I'm talking about, just go look at this video. I'll leave a link for it in the description. You read the live chat. It happened right away, so you don't have to scroll down very far to see everything. Then let me know what you think, okay? And by the way, Rex, I love you. You're awesome. I'm going to pause this, and then we're going to talk about some more things. So that was that for the timeout. What else did I have? Yes, now I remembered. There's a channel, I'm sure some of you know, because some of you have come over here from Daisy's channel. So you may know about her, you may not. But if you don't know about Trinity, RedorBluePill, HiHoKermit Frog here, go right now and show this girl some love, because now more than ever, she needs us. She needs our support. She needs our good vibes. She needs our love and our light energy. And I need you to just get your booties over there. Subscribe, like, share. Show the girl some love, okay? And Nor Jasmine, I watched her the other day. She's fantastic. You know I love some Age of Truth, so anytime you can, go binge watch videos on Age of Truth. That's what I recommend, because Claire Edwards, Stephen Wybrow, Mark Steele, they're the shit. Like, they're the shit. Okay, so go. Also, I feel like there's something that I'm forgetting. Oh, we haven't talked about it much, but I think I talked about it a little bit. This, guys, dark purple, coming soon to go with the teal. In case you can't tell, it's teal. Let's see if I can do it more in the light. I don't know. Just take my word for it. If you can't see it, it's teal. I swanny, it's teal. See, it's green. Whatever. I don't care. But what I do care about is if you go and show some love over at my homegirls channels, because, you know, that's what us women should be doing. We should be showing each other love and being more positive and sending out more positive vibes. But we don't do that. We don't do that kind of stuff anymore. So, forget about it. No. That's the closest thing I can do to like a Boston, maybe South Jersey accent. I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments below, I'm sure. I'm sure you will. And no, if your question is, have I ever lived up north? No. No, I was born and raised in the South, yeah. So, there's that. I have lots more voices too up my sleeve. The only one that I can't do, that is like super hard for me to get, is Australia. Y'all, I've tried it, and it's hard. I watch Jilly Cube all the time. The only thing I can say is Navy Swipe. She says Navy Swipe. That's it. That's the only thing I can get. I can't get nothing else. Oh yeah. If you live in California, near the Orville Dam, move away from it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's happened that I need to fill you guys in on. I love coffee. I'm ready to go for it. Okay, that's why I said that. Pretty soon, emoji stick guy should be coming back. I just feel like there's something that I'm missing though. Speaking of, I think I hear him coming in through the upstairs. That's when I'll say, hey, boss man. Hey, boss man. That's what I say. I have these little characters, and one of them is this little guy. His name is Felix, and apparently his backstory is that, unfortunately, Felix's mom is kind of questionable sometimes about her mothering skills, She dropped Felix off with Mitesh one day, and she's not really been back. She occasionally calls Mitesh, checks in on the kid, but since Felix can't say Mitesh, she just always calls him Boss Man. He says, "Hey, Boss Man, what we doing today? Where we going, Boss Man? Hey, Boss Man, you talked to my mother? What'd she say? She sent some money for my Google Play card? No? Well, I'll try again later, Boss Man." Yeah, so, and then there's Pippa. So, my eyeballs itching. This was all before the COVID. Oh yes, again, if you have not watched these girls before, and if you're into different like kind of music, Gioli and Asia, they're awesome. I love the handpan and the didgeridoo. If it's a weird instrument that we don't play over here very often, you can bet your ass I like that shit. So. It's really windy today, it looks like. Oh, I know what it was. I wanted to talk to you guys about, finally, it's time to get started on the national park stuff. That's what it was. That's what all the green is about. Duh. So, let's get on with that, shall we? I know this one's going to kind of run a little bit long. Not sure what that's about. Oh my god, it's such a good cup of coffee. And yeah, I really do drink that much coffee. Because coffee. Duh. Okay, so let's start off with, there's a couple things with the National Park Service we need to talk about. And one of them is that they operate with two different entities of the government, that being the Department of Agriculture, and the other one is the Department of Interior. Department of Interior is where the National Park Service falls under. And the National Forest Service falls under the Department of Agriculture. Let me grab my notebook and I'll tell you why that's important. Okay, so I just started, I just found that this year, just this year, President Trump did a proclamation on National Park Week. So what that means from here on out is that April the 18th through April the 26th is National Park Week. It says, and I would like to read to you this little article from the whitehouse.gov. So it's coming directly from the White House. It says, "Our national parks embody the magnificence and grandeur of our great nation. Every year, more than 300 million visitors enjoy the breathtaking landscapes, abundant wildlife, and historic landmarks and patriotic memorials found at these great American sites. During National Park Week, we recognize the majesty of our national parks, pay tribute to the tranquility and solace they provide, and applaud the men and women who work tirelessly to preserve our heritage for us and for future generations of Americans. This year, the recognition of our national parks is particularly poignant as our country continues to combat the challenges posed by the coronavirus pandemic. Where our national parks have been able to remain safely open, they continue to provide a respite for the American people. Guidance from local health departments and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has led the National Park Service to determine that access to national parks must be temporarily curtailed and that entire parks must be closed in some cases to ensure the safety of visitors, employees, volunteers, and others. In the interim, we have found creative ways for Americans to connect with national parks through virtual opportunities that can be experienced remotely. I'd like to pause right there and say, are you fucking kidding me? The entire purpose of the National Park Service is for us to be able to go and connect with nature. And here in a minute, I'm going to read to you it's the Organic Act, the National Park Service Organic Act of like 1918 or something like that, maybe even 12. But let me finish reading you this article, and then we'll go back to that, because I care very much so about the national parks, especially the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I live alongside of it, with the Blue Ridge Parkway being basically in my backyard, and it is part of that. So at the same time, we look forward to when we can once again fully share with the public the benefits of our national parks. Even in challenging times, my administration remains committed to maintaining and improving the condition and infrastructure of our national parks. Since 2017, we have invested in the restoration of the USS Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor, the restoration of the Washington Monument, and the construction of a new boardwalk around Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park. My fiscal year 2021 budget proposes the establishment of a public lands infrastructure fund, which would ensure continued long-term investments in the infrastructure of our nation's public lands. Please remember that I said that, and I will tell you why when we're done with all this. But he said he would continue long-term investments to the infrastructure of our nation's public lands. Okay? This is important stuff, you guys. It's going to be on the test. Take notes. Just saying. Okay. Additionally, last year, I signed into law the John D. Dingle, this Dingell, so I'm sorry if your name is not Dingle, it's, apologies, Jr. The Conservation Management and Recreation Act, the first comprehensive legislation addressing public lands management in over a decade. The legislation permanently reauthorized the Land and Water Conservation Fund, adjusted the boundaries of 15 national parks, and extended 2 national trails. These improvements will allow increased visitor access to our iconic national parks and landmarks. The National Park Service also collaborates with a growing network of states, local governments, and nonprofit organizations to encourage all Americans to use parks and other public lands as resources. The programs offered through these partnerships share the storied history of our nation's triumphs and challenges with visitors from around the country and world. For example, this year, we commemorate the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, which secured for women the right to vote. The voices of women whose vision, tenacity, and resilience moved them to tear down barriers and lead reform movements are shared at the Women's Rights National Historic Park in New York and the Belmont Paul Women's Equality National Monument in Washington, D.C., and other sites across the country. The splendor of our nation's landscapes and landmarks is a true reflection of our rich history and the beauty and greatness of America. As we observe National Park Week, we reaffirm our commitment to providing all Americans greater opportunities to experience the stunning mountains, plains, deserts, coastlines, forests, and cultural and historical monuments displayed in our national parks. This week, we recognize the importance of our national park system and look forward to reopening all areas of our sites and parks to provide the public with more opportunities to enjoy all of our tremendous national landmarks. Now, therefore, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority invested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim April 18th through 26th, 2020 as National Park Week. I encourage all Americans to celebrate our national parks by learning more about the natural, cultural, and historical heritage that belongs to each and every citizen of the United States of America. Did you hear that, you guys? Belongs to each and every citizen of the United States of America. That's right, folks. The national parks, it belongs to us. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand this 17th day of April in the year of our Lord 2020, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 244th. So, I would love to hear his answer as to the next article. I'm going to read you some little snippets of are from the National Parks Conservation Association. See, I'm aware that Trump has been taking funds from the National Park Service to fund his little shindigs, like the Great American Comeback Tour last week. That came out of the National Park Service. The what is it? There was one last year that was held at the National Mall. That was about $2 million from the National Park Service that Trump squandered away. And there's a seat. The Department of Interior has been open almost its entire term. So we're going to talk about that. So I can't really say yet because I'm still doing, like I said, there is so much research going on in this national park thing. And I just don't really know what to say about what Trump is doing there. Is it good? In some ways, yes. Is it probably going to have long-term effects on the National Park Service? Probably. Because he's probably got some buddies that are wanting to nab up some land and cut down some more trees and just be greedy, fucking selfish pieces of crap like they do. That's why I don't understand why there aren't more people on board with anarchy. It bothers me. So hold on 1 second. Okay, so I have just found a wonderful website, the National Parks Conservation Association, and they have this little chart on that site. It's under an article called and this was updated August 28th of 2020, The Undoing of Our Public Lands and National Parks. And you can go by agency as well as category, such as air, border wall, climate change, energy, park funding, water, wildlife. You can search it like that, filter it out, and see everything from January 23rd of 2017 up until the 4th of September 2020. you can see everything that Trump has done in regards to our national park system since he's been in office. This is going to be so good, you guys. I cannot wait to get really into this stuff, because guess what? The truth is out there. They do tell us a lot of stuff. You really got to look for it, though. And I mean, you got to look for it. You got to know what you're looking for, and you got to look for it, okay? So I can do some of the work for you guys, but I also need you guys to help out. So do your due diligence. Do research. If there's something I'm missing, or something you don't think I know about, or something you think I need to know about, tell me. Leave a comment. Share your sources too, because if you come at me with something, I would love to know the source. Otherwise, I'm not really going to be able to put it in anything. I need sources. I need credible sources, okay? So, just tossing that out there. So, what I'm going to do is leave you guys with that mouthful of stuff we've got so far this morning while I do more research, and we will be back soon. So, much love, one love, good vibes. I do want to toss this out there real quick, so that way you understand why I'm so determined to bring to you guys all the factual information that I can about the National Park Service. For one, I care deeply about humans, and I want you to be informed about what's going on within our park system if you want to go out there and enjoy the park system. That's part of what David Pilatus does. Another guy, How to Hunt with Steve. Go to howtohunt.com or How to Hunt on YouTube. Steve is awesome. David Pilatus swears by him too. So, I'm telling you, there's way more stuff going on in the National Park Service than they are ever going to tell us, okay? So, you need to know, and you need to be aware, and you need to protect yourself. Because I think there are multiple things going on there. And one of the things that I do honestly believe is going on with the abductions is that our government is absolutely 100% involved. And they're also involved in a cover-up. And that's why I think that some of this information needs to be brought to light. So I'll talk about some things that have happened since Trump's been in office that I think are good in regards to that. And then there's some things that are going on since Trump's been in office that are not good for the land and not good for the parks. But it's kind of one of those things where it's you got to outweigh the good with the bad. And again, I don't know if he's helping further Agenda 21 or if he's trying to stop it. I can't really seem to make up my mind because there's so much bullshit going on in the government these days that I really don't see any other way, guys, besides anarchy. Unfortunately. Is it unfortunate? Who knows? But please do. I gotta go take a potty break because I gotta go pee so bad. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and then we'll talk more about it in upcoming videos because it is so compartmentalized that there are that I saw. There are at least 10 different agencies that are related to the National Park Service in some form or another, meaning that they probably get their funding somehow from them, through them, or whatever. But it's just a bunch of shit just to confuse us all so they can just steal from us outright. And I don't understand why more of us don't know and more of us are not pissed off.
The 1989
The one on the right. The one on the right is the B. It's 1980. Come on. It's 1980. It's B.
This answer is a difficult one because both are correct at different points in time.
What?
The correct answer is now A.
What?
Why are you so surprised? That's pretty weird. And weirder still.
Because he just said they're both correct.
Anywhere else on any other media. Even the box art and poster for the 1989 Batman movie have just a single point on Batman's symbol. What about the bat signal that's projected into the sky at night?
All goddamn long.
It's a single point. Even the Batman toys for the 1989 movie have the Batman symbol with only a single point at the bottom. It's as if this one tiny but prominent detail was changed in the film, but every other piece of media around it stayed the same. In fact, the 1960s Batman, a single point. 1992's Batman, a single point. On and on and on. All of them are the iconic bat symbol with just a single
Whoa.
point. Except the 1989 Batman bat
Whoa.
symbol. In the 1989 Batwing, Batman's custom...
The bat symbol has changed that much?
The end of his ship. So what do you all think about this?
So you could basically just make up any little bat-shaped logo and say, oh, that's a Batman logo.
I'm curious to hear what you all remember and how this makes you feel. Let me hear it in the comments below. And that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching.
Trying to ruin this on bats, though.
And subscribe if you haven't already. Also,
trying to let the plague out. That is probably going to be my quote of the year right there.
Mandela.
When he said that. What's a boo hag?
Mandela.
It says the boo hag. What's a boo hag? I don't like this guy. I feel like he's a psyops agent. Just here to spread misinformation and fuck with our brain.
Mandela.
Sorry. Whatever your name is.
Mandela.
What is that? Is it Ty Nance?
Just call me Mandela. Dude, call me Mandela.
What's this?
I got bad Wi-Fi signal.
No.
For one thing, what's this bad boy? This thing is about to get sold up.
Oh wow, look, this is a new 80 gigahertz microwave tower. This is what they look like.
I agree with Tom Tillis that the government should not run my healthcare. Tom Tillis has a proven track record of...
No, he makes North Carolina sick. That's what they said.
As a mom, I'm voting for...
And we believe everything that the TV tells us, right?
And Tom Tillis is North Carolina.
Right, and he doesn't care about 700,000 veterans.
He gets sick and
Recently,
then
I
he
went out
dies.
to an area with several microwave dishes, cell phone towers, antennas for radio stations, etc. And there was this one peculiar microwave dish that wasn't even 6.5 feet off the ground. Now, we looked on the back of this dish, and it was showing 80 gigahertz for a frequency transmission to the recommended frequency band of operation of WR12 waveguides. These frequencies are equivalent to wavelengths between 5 millimeters and 3.333
Speak
millimeters.
English, please.
The E-band is the EHF range of the radio
Speak
spectrum.
English, please.
Now,
Oh, that
this
bitch
would
was
be
just here.
atmospheric effect, shall we? At these high frequencies, the short wavelengths give the radiation a very directional quality similar to visible light. Many molecules possess
You please
rotational
speak
and vibrational
English,
states,
please.
exciting by very specific wavelengths in this band. Thus, the atmospheric gases such as oxygen, water vapor, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen can absorb and exciting, causing variable beam effects dependent on meteorological and atmospheric conditions. So based upon the
Easy, man.
atmospheric conditions, I guess that's why they need certain millimeter towers all over the place in cities, because if it starts raining or if there's a tree or something blocking the signal, then you're not going to get that quality fast signal. So that's why a lot of people are concerned about all these antennas, even though it's extremely low wattage and extremely low power. When you're being
I don't
bombarded
understand.
constantly,
Well, no, this is what I would bring up, if anything.
it's being
Democrats,
anyway. It's just
use your fucking
additional
brain,
electronic
okay?
smog, in
He's
my opinion.
pushing to get this Amy
Well,
Coney
some
Barrett
people have
chick in.
concerns with this. Now,
Ask
that
him,
being said,
what's the big
there's
deal
a lot
about
of
getting her
speculation
in
as well.
when you can't
A lot
even
of
fill the
people
seat in the
might be
Department of Interior for the last 3 years? How about we get that seat
blaming
filled
things
and then we move on to the
frequencies
Supreme
that
Court
could be
Justice
caused by
seat?
something else.
Seems like they've been waiting in
It's
line for a
all
while
the
over there at the
above,
Department of
Once
Interior.
again, it's my opinion. In October 2000,
Hello.
the Communications Commission ruled the spectrum at 71 to 76 gigahertz, 81 to 86 gigahertz, and 92 to 95 gigahertz.
Or hell, if I was even a reporter and I wanted to get a good jab in, that's what I'd say. I'm like, why are you making such a fuss, Trump? You can't even fill the Department of Interior seat. Don't you think we should address that first? They was in line first.
76 gigahertz to 81 gigahertz, which is known as the 4 millimeter band. In June 2020,
Nobody seems to care about
SpaceX
that,
applied for use of the
nobody
E-band
wants to talk about
in
it.
installing
But they want to talk about how he's undoing the system by taking money from it and stuff.
71 to 79
But-
gigahertz and 81 to 86 gigahertz operational frequencies. Now those satellites.
And it's like, why are you making a fuss about this seat? If you're making a fuss about the seat and how he's rushing into it and all that, well, how much time should we give him? Because he's been sitting on this one seat for like 3 years now. Like, there's a time where you just got to do y'all's goddamn job. Y'all just ain't even showing up for work anymore, it don't seem like. And that was going on before the COVID. So what was the excuse?
As well as the sun, as well as a weakened magnetosphere, so more cosmic radiation, more artificial electromagnetic frequencies that are being created by technologies. It's all around us, folks. So that's why it's so important, in my opinion, to have a strong immunity, to be prepared, not scared, and to use your mind, because mind over matter.
Told you.
It's so important. So there you go. E-band. We did find an 80 gigahertz microwave tower. So, halo, hit the bell, be well.
Be genuine, I think.
Little.
Look, oh, that's
It's your
cool.
journey too. Be the change you want to see, folks. You're awesome.
I need to go by there sometime and take a little clip of that tattoo thing. It's called Beavis.
what it is. The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. Over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth?
This right here done, and then the bone.
That you are a slave.
Through the dermal that was in the ridge right there. Yep.